Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Thought we'd come and do a little front yard status update. Got so much stuff going on right now in the news and here locally in Clayton. And just thought for a minute, it'd be good to just forget about all that stuff and take a look at some duck effigies. You guys can see beautiful wooden duck. And of course, if it's a duck on one side, it's probably a duck on the other. You can see the clay pack eye still on that with a little crest that's separated. And inside here, there will be a human image as well. Just want to check in with you guys. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on for the past few days with me and the whole duck situation, and look at some artifacts. So thanks for joining. So on a personal note, we are getting the Bugout vehicle straightened out. This is my bus. It's my mobile apartment. As I said, Bugout vehicle. And I'm not going to go into the politics too much, but you guys know that I'm a veteran, and a lot of my friends are veterans too. I gave up most of my childhood friends and hung out with my vet buddies. And every single one of us is pretty upset about the situation that's going on right now. The Hispanic people that live in my neighborhood are scared to death. And, you know, they can't even go outside anymore. So we're going to go ahead and get this straightened out. The moment that the government stops using due process and stops following the laws that me and my friends fought for, and some of them actually died for, the moment they stop doing that and they just decide they're just going to take everything into their own hands, that's a huge red flag. So I'm preparing to go into the woods and drop out of society for a little bit. Gonna go ahead and put this dash back on and get our radio installed. Got new gauges in there as well. And this thing runs like a champion. It's a beautiful, beautiful bus, and it's got a big 460 in it, V8 dually. And it's old. We have a little bit of a water leak here, so I've been trying to make sure that gets dry. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the shower actually in this area. So I'm gonna cut out some of this stuff. I'm gonna make a little plastic section. And right here in this area, in the front, believe it or not, is gonna be a shower area. It's still gonna be able to be used as a seating area and stuff, but it's gonna double as the shower. And that's gonna keep that over there. That way the rest of this area here can be a living space. So the next things that I have to do with this are cover up this wheel well, because it's just fiberglass. You can't really stand on it. And we got this all finished. This is just another board on top of here, but the cabinet's all finished and nice. So we have to get our water tank. I'm gonna order that from the local shop. I've already got one picked out. So we'll be putting a black water tank in the middle and then a fresh water tank over here. It's gonna be a 130 gallon fresh water. So it's gonna be a lot of water, a lot of fresh water, so that I can camp out for a long period of time without having to go back to Babylon. And she ain't the prettiest, but I don't care. So this statue here is, of course, the human face to the left and to the right. You can see the very easy to see one here, but we have our mammoth behind us, painted in this ancient paint style. I'll give you a look at all the color in that. What I think we can do right now is separate this. Let's give it a shot. There we go. Simple as that. So these pieces that came off are going to be, they were already off once. can see all the beautiful red paint on here. And these pieces will represent their own statues by themselves. And this one still has a lot of the mud on it, but I can see the tall headdress person here. We'll be able to catch more on the replay, I'm sure, but look at all that beautiful color. My goodness. Wow. That is something else. That's the brightest artifact that I've ever seen. Amazing. But just remember, you know, your government tells you it's just a rock. You know, there's that. You can see how, if you're peevy to the art, you can see how this bird is represented. There's a white dot for the bird, the tall hat. The white dot is the bird's eye there. Oh, the color. My goodness, that just brings me joy. Look at all that beautiful color. My goodness gracious. That is something. We'll take a look at our main one here. I would have never expected. So you guys won't be able to recognize a lot of this, and I can't recognize a lot of it either yet. It's going to take a moment to see it all. But if you remember correctly, this is our mammoth here with the eye. And let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. There's more to come off, but we can line up these edges. You see how they give us these flattened, lined up edges? So when we line all these up to where they're perfectly flat, that image of the face should come out perfectly as intended. And you can even see another profile image here. If you look closely, you can see how the golden section here is representing the hair coming back. So we have the eye, the nose, and the mouth. Don't feel bad if you can't see it right away. Nobody can see the stuff right away. It takes a minute for everybody. These markings here, these big markings are from the construction equipment. That is damage. Just a heads up, so you know. And so that you know that I know the difference between construction damage and the art. Going from the stone art to this is a little bit tough, but if you know the stone art, then you guys can see the eye here painted in and the crack for the mouth. I'll try to get it as clear as I can there so that you can see the opening for the mouth there. How this is just a painting on a stone. You can see some of the color here, and perhaps another image on the left-hand side with a few different faces on it. So this pattern, these little blotches of red and black and white, it is a language. It's an art. There's a person in the middle here praying, perhaps. All these are little petroglyphs and cave paintings, all those little markings. It's not just random, as we've talked about a few times. It's just hard to believe, and we would have never expected it. I would have never expected it either. But here we are with our fella here. Hopefully you can see him well. I think he comes out fantastic. And on this one, I want to just show you the material that it's made out of, how it is really just, you know, it looks kind of natural. But you can see the way that they painted this. They created this clay pottery stuff and put all these lines in here. This is probably representing the eye. But they crafted their pottery, and I don't know how to describe it. It's really tough to describe. But archaeologically speaking, I think you're really easily able to see the paint on here. So more of this is able to be removed. But all those little markings and lines, the color, it's all intentional, right? Something interesting about taking these artifacts outside is that I've realized that a few of them, you can see these large blades. And you know, people who don't know about the art, they'll say, oh, it's not an artifact. But that's because they don't watch this long into the video. They don't see these edges and these blades. But this bird sword, I guess you can call it, it's actually made of a pottery, it seems, because when it was out here, it just broke apart. The other half of it is here. And, you know, as we say, just like with that shale artifact, or just like the shale artifacts. My neighbor just said hi. But yeah, these are actually pottery. They were formed. You can see the fresh stuff in that. So just want you guys to know that if you're still sticking around and you're watching right now, then you are the kind of people that I want as friends. You guys are the kind of people that don't just need a super flashy video that can sit for more than 5 minutes and learn something new. And those are the kind of people that I want around me, because I need those kind of people around me. I don't need the people who are just into instant gratification and sticking their head in the sand, and not worrying about anything else as long as it doesn't affect them. Because this stuff that you see going on right now in LA, and it's coming to your city too. And I tell you what, you know, these people don't deserve this kind of treatment. So any person that lives or is in America, if you're here, I don't care if it's legal or not, you're supposed to have a due process. And you think about, if they did it to them, how long before they do it to you? So, you know, I can speak about this because I gave up the better half of my life for this country. And I know a lot of friends, a lot of my friends and family gave up a lot more than I have ever had to. A lot of them came home and, you know, I'm sorry, but a lot of them came home and shot themselves. We got like 22 veterans a day killing themselves. All right? It's a beautiful bird here. So I don't care if you don't like the political stuff, but, you know, I understand I don't like it either, but I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to let my buddies' lives be in vain for fighting what they believed in. And I'm just not going to be complicit in this. So, if shit gets bad, I'm on the road. I'm getting out of here. I'll ditch the new car. I don't care. I'll ditch both of them. And you would too, when your rights and survival are threatened. This isn't what any of us signed up for. So, it's funny how just learning about archaeology will get you a lot more aware about what's going on in the world. So you can hear Buttercup perhaps screaming in the background, giving voice to this bird here that we see, of course, with the black eye. So, really just needed to vent a little bit and talk to you guys, and pass my opinions on to you, and maybe you'll fire back at me. I appreciate that. Keep me in check. All right, guys, have a great day. And